As a YouTube ads expert, I'm always experimenting with new ways of capturing a lead. And that's how I met Vince or Eboo, a very unique way to capture leads with video. And video capturing and YouTube ads are going well together. Hi, Vince. Great to have you here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I want to say before we get started that when we first met and we started talking about YouTube ads, I always get a little skeptical of people that, are talking lead generation and marketing. And I started asking you some questions that I didn't, to be honest, expect you to have the answers to. And not
I
only did you
know.
have answers to them, like you blew me away with things that I didn't even know. So I'm like, you are definitely the real deal. So to everybody that's following you, you're definitely following somebody who knows their stuff when it comes to YouTube ads. So thanks again for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I mean, you are kind of a legend in the online marketing space in the US. You worked with big names like Billie Jean, and a few years ago, you started your own business, and now you are big into eBooth. What is eBooth exactly?
So Eboo, we set out to create a company that had the weirdest name in digital marketing history. I think we accomplished that. No, honestly, we wanted something that was short, that had meaning, and people would just kind of see and eventually start to recognize. So Eboo stands for Entrepreneur, Business Owner, Online Video. So, eBoo is a video marketing tool designed to help entrepreneurs generate more leads and faster sales. We're really excited about it, and it feels like a much longer journey. It's been short. We're still a young company, but we are moving fast, and we're excited, and we're even more excited that you found us and you are part of what we're building. So that makes it even more exciting.
Yes, I actually became a client after I found out about you because Um, when you think about it, you are having a video tool that captures a lead, and you will explain a little bit more about this later. I heard you saying landing page is a brick wall.
Mhm.
Why do you say a landing page, a normal landing page is a brick wall?
Yeah, so a landing page, typically when we're kind of talking about them mentally, when I'm saying brick wall, I'm thinking of two types: the lead magnet, where you're getting someone to just opt in, and on the other side, typically there's like a VSL, a video sales letter. You're asking the viewer to provide you with name, email, sometimes phone to get to the next step. And then the other one is like a registration opt-in brick wall page. And that's one where people are registering for like a webinar or a live event. And then so those we call brick wall pages because they essentially block 80% of traffic. And what I mean by that is on average, 20% of people opt in to these brick wall pages. So that means for every 100 people you send to a brick wall, 80 of them are never going to get to the next step. So before I created eBoo, I had a digital agency, and for years, even prior to that, I sold online courses, and I used a brick wall. And although I had success, which most people do and have, with even with brick walls, as we see ad costs going up, and as we see open rates going down on emails, it's getting harder and harder to make those work. So, when dealing with so many clients, they all would have the same problem. They'd say our costs are going up. So when they'd hire us to run ads for them, we would spend the majority of our time trying to help them go from a 20% opt-in rate to 25, right? Now they're getting 5 more leads for every 100 clicks. And when I started to look at this, it just started to get ridiculous. I'm like, if costs keep going up and it's more expensive to get a click, and then people are brought me on to help them with their ads, but I'm spending more of my time trying to improve their opt-in rate and then send them to a webinar that basically people aren't showing up to and aren't even seeing. I had to ask myself the question, like, what's the point of this? What are we actually trying to do? And the thing we're all trying to do is get people to see our webinar VSL so we can make an offer. So my mind started wondering, and I was like, well, how can we eliminate more steps in this process? And we created some prototypes, and we basically got rid of the brick wall, and we sent traffic right to our video. Now I know what some people are saying. They're like, well, I can already do that, right? Well, with regular video, I can get rid of the brick wall and send them to a video, and most people, they're not, I'm not going to be able to get the lead. So we created what we call an IVC, or in video conversion technology, that, to those of you watching this, it's like a landing page that extends from the video that you can set at the time that you choose. All right. So basically 3 minutes into them watching the video, I can have this lead form pop out. And these forms are mobile friendly, and basically capture the lead right from the video. And the difference with this from the other things that were created with other video platforms was that our forms basically connected to the ad account. So it would fire the conversion pixel on conversion. When the pop would drop, we could fire that as a conversion. So we're able to use these forms with ads. So it eliminated steps, and we went from basically 20 people seeing our webinar if we converted at 20%, to now 100% of every click at least seeing the first part of our webinar. And what we found was, by using the lead pop, as long as you have a good, exciting webinar that's answering the problem and solving the problem, we went to 50 to 60% conversions on our traffic. So we basically got 200% more leads, and 100%
And
of
very
everybody
qualified people. I mean, very
exactly.
qualified people, because they were seeing a video. And that's what I think is so great about YouTube ads. Before people come to the landing page, they already have seen like a 3-minute video. And then they come on the next page and can see an ebook video, which is more or less a video sales letter. And what I think was so great, because I became a customer, I hopped on your coaching calls. I'm always learning. I'm always learning from people that are more ahead than I am. And what really amazed me is that you get so fast feedback if your VSL or your video is working or not, with
100%.
less money.
Yeah, because what would happen with our clients, so think about it from an agency perspective, right? So they're paying you 2,000, 5,000 a month, whatever your agency fee is, right? They're also spending money on ads. So you spend the first month to only realize they have a horrible opt-in page, right? And then all of a sudden you get that up a little bit, and they're like, well, your ad agency is terrible. I thought we were going to get more leads from you, but you just had me working on your opt-in page that wasn't converting, right? So then we fix that, and then they get to the video and they're like, well, no one's buying. Well, you're only getting like 15 people, not actually 25 or 20 to watch. Half of them are fake emails. So how can you even judge us? So we were always dealing with it. So at least, worst case scenario, we're like 100% of every click is going to at least see the webinar. And if it doesn't convert, depending on when you drop the pop, like our pop doesn't even drop for 7 minutes, which is why we have well over 50, 60% conversion rate on the people that show up on our calls, because they're watching more before they even opt in to keep watching. So anyhow, we were getting better quality leads, right? We were serving our clients better, because now more of the people would actually see their webinar VSL. And there were all these side effects, like faster social media growth on all your channels. So now more people were actually seeing the offer versus getting stuck on the brick wall. So, this was all great. And then that kind of led to the other technology, our off-platform video retargeting, that just took the platform to an entirely different level.
Yeah. And it's all about quality. That's what I'm always preaching when it comes down to YouTube ads. I mean, the lead on YouTube is often a little bit more expensive in comparison to Facebook, but the quality is so much higher. Why do you think the quality on YouTube and with YouTube ads is so much higher compared to other platforms?
You know, I think that a lot of it is that it's video, right? So you get someone that's stuck in a video, and sometimes, depending on the ad you're running, let's say it's an in-stream ad, you're watching something, you see an ad, and you're like, I'm interested, but you're more interested in what you're watching, you skip it. So I think sometimes it just takes a lot more money to get people off of what they were watching. But the good news is, when you start to really optimize correctly on YouTube, and you do, and by the way, I think it's more expensive at first. I think it actually goes down once the
Yes.
algorithm gets, then that's what I was getting at. Once you get through and it starts to convert, you actually get the cost, I think, very comparable to any other platform, but as you said, much higher quality, because they're already in the act of watching the video,
So
a video before they opt in.
yeah, and you just mentioned or stressed video. Why is video such a great conversion tool compared to other lead generation aspects? What do you think?
Well, I think watch time.
Mm,
So, I talk about this concept of watch time leads being more powerful than even an opt-in subscriber. So, I take the concept of like a TV commercial being 30 seconds. People paying millions of dollars to run an ad on the Super Bowl, right? Why? Watch time. So I think if you get someone hooked and they're watching a certain percentage of something that they have actual interest in, okay, that's more valuable than them landing on a brick wall, reading a headline and being like, okay, I'm kind of interested in that, throwing in the fake spam email, and now that you've got a bad lead. Whereas I watch you for a while, right? I get to know you, then I make the decision. You're able to build that know, like, and trust on a higher level, I think, with video.
absolutely. Absolutely. Um, you build not only the software, but you build also a community of entrepreneurs. And that's how we came together. I mean, obviously I became a client to the software, but then you are having those mastermind calls. And I remember I was on the second hot seat. It was my turn. There was someone who said, "Oh, I want to run YouTube ads." And you just were bouncing some ideas back and forth and said, we don't really have anybody for YouTube ads. And then I came on and said, "Hey, I'm a YouTube ads expert, by the way."
Perfect timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. But what I'm seeing is that you really built a system, and around the system, you were able to build a community of entrepreneurs that are all running ads and really help each other. I think that's a very unique space you created around the software. Were you planning that before in advance?
I wouldn't say I planned out how it's kind of laid out today, but I will say that I definitely planned that we would have a solution for the real problem. Meaning, we know Eboo works because it's math, right? People that get in and maybe can't stick with Eboo, it's not because Eboo didn't work. It's because what they were saying on their video didn't resonate. They didn't run the right type of ads. They had all these other problems that they just weren't able to fix. So for us, it was very important to get people in the platform that could fix those problems. So we know that if we get people running ads the right way, driving traffic directly to their video, and that video is Eboo, and they're using our retargeting technology and they're using the in-video convergence, they're going to get more leads and they're going to make more offers. They're going to make more money. So you came at the perfect time because we were actually talking in our team meetings, like we'd love to find somebody that could do some YouTube stuff because I think YouTube is an extremely powerful ad platform that is complex. And I think that the more complex, the better, because it pushes people who don't have the understanding or the fight to figure it out, right? So if you can learn how to do it and everybody else is scared of it, you have an advantage, right? And then you came along and then we got on the phone, as I said earlier, and I was asking you questions and you blew me away with your knowledge. And then just so everybody here knows, Miriam offered to just do like I asked her, hey, well, maybe you can do a basic generic training, give our members some information. And I was like, well, what would you charge for something like that? She's like, no problem. I'll do it for free. I'm willing to help your community. I believe in what you're doing so much. So that doesn't mean go try to get her to do anything for free, by the way, if you're watching this. She just, the greatness of her heart, did it that one time. And I was like, no, I'm going to pay you. We'll figure something out. And not only, by the way, did she create, an informative training, she created, in my opinion, I think one of the best YouTube courses that I've ever seen. Like, at the goodness of her heart for the community, because she believed in what we were doing so much, which I found amazing. And that's why I'm doing this right now. I mean, you can go online. I don't have interviews like this with a lot of people. And I've been doing digital marketing since '08 full time. So, I mean, I honestly probably under 5 people I've ever done a call like this with in all of the years. And that's one, I was amazed by your generosity in terms of creating the course, but more importantly, the detail and how much energy and effort you put in. This took you some time to do. It wasn't like, let me just throw up some basic template or something I had made before and just go over it. So thank you for that, by the way. And I want to say, anybody that's out there that knows you or that's following you or thinking about purchasing something from you or learning YouTube ads from you, you have my word. Like I've gone through the training myself and learned a lot. I definitely advise you learning YouTube ads from Miriam. You did an amazing job. So that's my endorsement for you and what you've done with YouTube ads. And thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And I just would like to wrap this up. So if you want to find out more about Eboo and you are seeing this, just drop me a line here and I can give you more information about Eboo. And if you want to find more, if you want to know more about YouTube ads, you can ask me as well. Thank you so much, Vince, that you came here, and I'm so happy to be part of your community.
Awesome. Thank you as well. I appreciate it.